Hey, and I'm live. I seem to have lost connection with one of the places I wanted to broadcast today, but it's not a problem. I think I will sort it out later. But now I am live, and I'm live in several places. So it's nice to see you. Thanks to the magic of StreamYard and the internet, I will be forever grateful and forever surprised that we can actually turn up in different places thanks to the beauty of the internet. You know, as an oldie I am, who was brought up with no Wi-Fi, no mobiles, I think it's still absolutely magical to discover that you can suddenly speak to the world through a live stream or through video, through lots of things like that. So for the people who don't know me, my name is Hélène Musso, and I usually say I help people to overcome their fears of speaking in public, in meeting, in social situation, and more recently, help them to be live, to come live and to be brave enough to be live on Facebook and on other streams, because we can now these days stream in a lot of places, a lot of social media. But I'm here today to talk about this month topic within the Hearts and Business, which is organization, time management, how to be better organized, to be more productive, and to be able basically to do what you want to do what you have set yourself to do, and to not go on overwhelm. So I call this broadcast Simplify My or even Yours Life. Now, when I talk about simplifying, it doesn't mean leading a simple life. It's not about being simple or leading a simple life. It's about putting things in place so that you can keep your energy for the things which really matter to you. So instead of spending a lot of time doing too many things, in a certain area. For example, we had also Louise Simpson coming to talk to us about how to organize our space. Or if you want to spend all your time tidying up, or maybe you shouldn't listen to Louise, but if you'd like to spend time enjoying your space, go and talk to Louise Simpson. But it's about, and she talks about that in the same way, about something which make your life easier. I have put down there a blog I've written already, giving you a story, because at the end of the day, we learn or we remember things from what happened to us. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and hang on there, and I hope you enjoy that. So 24th of June 2016. 24th of June 2016. It is 5 a.m. in the morning, and I am waking up a little bit in an anxious state, feeling a little bit dizzy with everything. I put the radio on and I listen. On that day, or more on the day before, on the 23rd, has taken place the Brexit referendum. A referendum in which we asked people in the UK to vote whether or not to stay in the European community. A referendum which for me has completely, for me and for about 3 to 4 million Europeans living in the UK and the British living abroad, has completely transformed their lives just overnight by the touch of a vote, a little thing, which I wasn't invited, obviously, because I wasn't British. So I decided, not on that day, but very quickly after that day, that I needed to do something, because my first reaction was panic. What happens if they kick me out of the UK? I've been living there nearly 30 years. What happens if I can't do what I want to do in this country? What happens if I have got to ask for a visa every time I want to work? All this went through it. And I remember my kids saying, oh, stop it. You've been here so long. That's not good. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. But I didn't feel it was going to be fine. And I decided really quite quickly, having listened to different people talking about it and having felt the anxiety surrounding living in the UK by being a European national, because you would go into a different system. I didn't feel I wanted to have that anxiety. I didn't want to spend my time wondering if I had the right type of paper in my hand. And I realized that I had been so fortunate all of these years to be able to live and grow and work and develop a business in the UK. And I was grateful to that, but that might come to an end. So what did I do to simplify my life and to then buy peace of mind? Peace of mind. I basically bought peace of mind for myself, for my family, for my work, for everything I could do. And you might say, okay, you have had the chance to do that, you're lucky, etc. No, it's sometimes you have to make a decision to do something so that you can simplify your life, so that later on down the road, you don't have to have different pieces of paper. You don't have the anxiety to feel that you're not welcome. So within a few months, I applied for the residence card, which I was granted very quickly because I'd been in this country more than 5 years. That wasn't a difficult process. That was straightforward. And then I decided immediately, because I was allowed, having been in that country longer, in the UK, longer than 5 years, I was allowed to ask for British citizenship, naturalization, they call it. And there I really was on for a long, slow process. First of all, what I did to simplify my life, I decided not to listen to all the social media telling me what angst they had about being European basically in the UK and feeling rejected. I decided I wasn't going to be involved in this sort of exchange of words about how bad this country had become just overnight, because unfortunately 52% of the population have voted for us to leave. I don't think any of my British friends voted at that time knew for sure what they were voting for. So what I did instead is I went straight to gov.uk, the government website telling you exactly what you need to do to become a British citizen. And I read and reread the same documents to make sure I understood exactly what I needed to do. And I studied and studied. And after a few weeks, well, obviously after I had already asked for my residence card, which took another 6 months, basically about 2017, I was ready to apply for the British citizenship, and there was still a lot of emotion at stake. The process is expensive. I can tell you that it's expensive. It could, by the time you're done, everything brings it back £2,000. So you do need to have that money or borrow it from somewhere. But it was also, you had to evidence a lot of things. So you had to find paperwork. And I'm so grateful that I've kept most of my payslip for the last 20 years, mainly because I was thinking I might need them for my pension. So I had everything ready, and I filled all the forms. But another thing which was really quite emotional is that you have to take 2 tests. One which is called Life in the UK, and the other one is a language test. And I decided to do these 2 tests on the same day. Now, I don't remember the exact day, but it's around 2017, in the middle of it. And what I remember is going into London, and I'm going to that room and I'm being asked to take all my clothes, my bag, and they even checked if I didn't have anything in my ears. And I was a bit puzzled. My ears, what do you mean? To be told that sometimes people come in, this was for the language test, sometimes people come in and they would have something speaking to them, so they had to check my ears. And I tried to swallow back my pride and just not to worry about it. And when it was my turn to go and talk to an examiner, I realized that my English was possibly better than his, first of all. And secondly, I only was able to talk about Brexit and how terrible the idea of Brexit was, because we had to do a speech on a topic, and how wonderful it had been to be a European citizen for all these years. I did my speech. I was congratulated, I got my piece of paper and I went. And that afternoon, I traveled to East London, back towards my home. But on the way to East London, there was the second centre, Life in the UK test. You're given a little book to study, or you're not given, you have to buy the book to study. And basically, it's a mini history test. Some of it as basic as knowing that a dog needs to have a collar and a little medal with the name of the owner and a phone number. And others could be as simple as knowing that Christmas is on the 25th of December. But others is about the history of England and some key dates. I had studied, I did my best. And again, the centre was gloomy and we had to put things away and we couldn't talk to anyone and it was just really feeling, oh God. Passed the test, no problem. And again was given a piece of paper as evidence of my acknowledgement that it might be worth my while becoming British. This was really hard, but I went through it because in my head, I wanted to make it as simple as I could. By becoming British, I was going to make my life easier. I was going to make my life more simple. I wouldn't have to all the time think, am I worthwhile? Is it worthwhile staying here? Should I go back to France? Should I do this? Should I do that? I didn't want to feel excluded. And I thought there's two choices. Either I'm going to embrace that or I will actually move back to France for real. But I wanted to have a choice. So fast forward a few more months, again, eventually the document arrived saying I had succeeded. And I applied immediately for my first passport and was so pleased to have it. Now, just to go back to the Simplify My Life, why this story is really important. This story is obviously a very personal story, but it helps you to understand that sometimes you're making a choice will allow you complete, and I think I mentioned that, peace of mind and complete freedom. By doing that, I'm not being scrutinized every time I need a bank account. It's because I put my British nationality on the form. I'm not being questioned about whether or not I should be entitled to this or to entitled to that because I am not from the UK. So for me, that was a very strong moment about I am buying, and yes, at a cost, peace of mind. I am simplifying my life so that in the long term, I have a choice. I have a choice to stay in this country. I have a choice to stay in my country because I've got dual nationality. I might have thought differently if I had to give up my French nationality, but knowing that I could keep both motivated me to go through the process and work hard at that time and not let go of what I wanted to achieve. Because by making it simple now, I don't have any more worries. I don't need more paperwork. I don't need to register for settled status or pre-settled status and all these things. I have completely relaxed. And I have avoided being stressed. Meanwhile, I'm currently living in this country. I love being here. And now I tell my friends, and I'm British anyway, even with my silly accent and my silly manners. Okay. So think about that example, that story, when you think about doing something. This initially was hard work, but in the long term made my life much more simple. And as I said several times, brought me some peace of mind and the fact that I could live in one place or another. I hope this was interesting enough. It's quite a long stream, nearly 15 minutes. Okay, I might have to tell this story a bit more shorter way another time. Thank you very much for watching. As I don't think I've told anyone about this stream, there's nobody at the moment, but it's fine. I would like you to put hashtag replay if you watch it, and I hope you enjoy my story. Okay, till next time, Hélène Musso. Have a great day. Bye-bye.